If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
From Los Angeles with his LA tan and all that good stuff. And
like that'll help me.
What do you know about sports marketing in 2009? You are an absolute survivor. I mean, you're 32 years into your career. You've got 5 baseball rings. You have 3 world championship rings, 2 runner-up rings, and you're carting those Red Sox rings around like they're tacky jewelry here today. And a lot of fans would say, F Charles Steinberg and his Red Sox and Red Sox. I tell you what, dude, the Red Sox are so hated here now because they take over the ballpark,
right.
And it's disgusting. And all those bars that you help create, the Pickles, the Nest,
right.
the Wharf Rat, the Sliders, the Hooters that I broadcast from so many times back in the 90s, all hang signs up now that say, welcome Red Sox fans to Baltimore. And that's the only way they can get business. And I don't want to save the best or worst for last. Tell me how you really feel. I mean, are you free to speak out now, 15 years removed from the tyranny of Peter Angelos, and come back here? Charles, it's sad. It makes Cal sad. It makes Doug DeCinces sad. It makes Tippy Martinez sad. It makes Chris Hoyle sad. It makes me sad. How does it make you feel to see 7,000 people at a ballpark in 12 years of last place?
Well, I'll tell you, I haven't been here. So I've been here when the Red Sox have come to town. Now that I'm with the Dodgers, we haven't come to town. And I did see how the Red Sox fans would invade, and when you're with the Red Sox, boy, that's a good feeling. But I also know this.
But you're always with the Orioles, dude.
Well.
If you go into the Hall of Fame, you'll have an Oriole hat on, right? I mean, not that you are, but if you did, you're an Oriole.
Hall of Fame, they will have lowered the bar.
But you are an Oriole, brother. You are an Oriole.
That's the DNA. But watch this. It's 1990. The Orioles are playing Red Sox at Fenway Park. It's going to be a tough day for Greg Olson. I remember Dwight Evans goes deep. But what we used to get excited about was, you can call it Orioles Nation or whatever the moniker should be, when you would go see the Orioles on the road. It may not have been the same as a Red Sox invasion here, but the Orioles fans made their presence felt, and there was one moment at every event when it was very clear. Now, it's
the national anthem.
Right. Debatable whether you think it's appropriate. But you'd be there, and on that on the road, it was like, and still, in my last days in Boston before I moved to Los Angeles, when we were playing the Orioles, and I would tune my ear to listen to hear whether there were Orioles fans
Every
there.
week I go with the Ravens, Charles, and I know how many Raven fans are in the stadium. Because of the O.
Yeah,
now, that's a baseball gift
right.
that's been transferred to football, but there is not a Raven game that's ever been played on the road where you don't hear either a faint O or a very loud O. And that, let's be honest, goes right back to Bill Hagee, who went into the Hall of Fame last year, and that's an homage to Bill Hagee.
It is. And he got started in 77, became very popular in 79, but I remember in 1977, we're hearing this Orioles cheer. We'd never heard it before. You used to hear it for the Colts, but you didn't hear people spelling out Orioles before. 1977, the Orioles head of sales was a fun fellow named Don Shaver, and he came into the press box one night and said, I found, he had, I'm not sure where he was from, may have been from Kentucky. He said, I found who's starting those cheers. You won't believe this guy. And he then described Wild Bill. And it started then. And on Thanks Brooks Day, September 18th, 1977, I remember that.
I was there that day.
Okay.
Colts played the Patriots that day, but not that I kept score, but go ahead.
Now, that day, that was the first time I heard the O during the anthem. And it kind of took our breath away, because is this appropriate or not? And I'll leave that to debate, to resolve.
Well, 32 years later, I don't think it matters whether it's appropriate. It's part of the
culture.
Yeah, it's it.
So here's the thing. When Red Sox Nation invades Camden Yards, I think that's a great tribute to the fans of a franchise. But at the same token, what you want are for Orioles fans to feel that love, feel that passion, and be all over the country as well. Because we know that has been in the past, and it can be again. When is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? I don't know. I'm not here to see it. I heard today Andy McPhail spoke, and we all know his background and his pedigree. Fred Manfra, you were talking about, is certainly cheerful. So I don't know when it will be, but when it does connect, it may be at the end of this year, it may be next year, whenever it is, I believe that there will be invasion of other cities by Orioles fans the way that we know that it can be done.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.